Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Final Fantasy Relaxes video, and today we're going to be talking about the Final Fantasy IV banner with Rosa, Cecil, and also Golbez's Neo Vision Awakening. So we have Cecil here with his TMR and STMR helping out. His TMR helping on his base form, his Brave Shift form. His STMR would be much more valuable with. Well, he can only equip on a Mage tank anyways on his Brave Shift form, so that's how that goes. So he has infinite turns, which is, a very good thing, because he kind of needs that. In the base form, he has a 50 times mod buff for his LB on cooldown. He has 75% magic mitigation, 100% fire, ice, lightning, and light resistance for all allies on a cooldown. And he has an ability that gives 100% water, wind, earth, and 200% dark resistance for all allies, but it's 500 MP cost, which is quite high. He has a lot of killers, 300% TDH, 500% cap, 200% LB damage, pretty standard stuff, but it's not too bad. I've almost never used his base form though, other than just starting out in it for the field, the 100% LB field, which I didn't mention, I guess. He has 100% LB field in his base form at the start of battle, which we'll be talking about soon. His LB is a 35% Greatsword and Peril, which is actually pretty decent. 135% Dark and Peril 100 times, 50% Defense Ignore 3 hits, and 200 times mod buff for Darkness. Okay. It's alright. Not the best. But anyways, let's go into the Brave Shift form. Magic cover. Tank, of course. 75% magic mitigation, 100% fire, ice, lightning, light resistance for allies on a cooldown. He has the Omni cover on a cooldown. 150 times mod buff for the LB on a cooldown. And the LB is a 87% attack and magic break, 200% ended killer for himself. You could spread that if you'd like with Zon, but I don't think anyone's using Zon anymore. I think the cope for Zon is over, guys. 230 times light physical damage, 24 hits. 75% general mitigation, 80% undead and machine mitigation. Now that might be very useful for Clash Wills. In some Clash Wills, maybe there'll be a undead and machine. That'd be kind of very creepy enemy, but a machine and undead. I mean, I guess that kind of could work. But that's a lot of mitigation. So if there's ever a Clash Wills enemy that is undead and machine, you want to bring this guy. I think he might actually technically be better than Chow. If you only need to cover magic damage, I think he might be better in that regard, because 80% for those two types is insane. But you'd have to line up the undead and machine enemy first. So, all right. So the Omni cover only lasts for 1 turn, and it's on cooldown and a 6-turn cooldown. So not very reliable. Only useful for dark visions, for example. That's the only time I've ever really used it, because it's just not reliable otherwise. This is only for 1 turn. And his LB field, just like I mentioned, he has an LB field 100%, but it might not be very desirable because Esther exists, and she's had it for a lot longer than he's even existed in the game, so just not as desirable. If Esther didn't exist, then maybe that'd be more interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull the Lapis off the blocker here. 8 out of 10. I think he's fine. Very decent magic tank, and of course his LB has a lot of mitigation for certain types. So I just think that his base form kind of drags down a little bit, because it's just kind of okay. It's alright, but not the best. 35% Greatsword and Peril is not too bad though. Put that back on. And let's move over to Rosa. So we get Rosa here. Her STMR is really not that amazing. It's kind of bland actually. Dragon Killer at this point is very easy to gear for. You almost don't even have to think about it. Alright, so 90% all resistances on a cooldown, 24 hits, 210 times mod chain, but she can't triple cast anything else, or she doesn't have triple cast. 200 LP, 10 LB fill rate, and also AoE heal. 250% dragon and undead killer for 1 ally, and she has some basic healing functions. The SLB, 160% dragon and undead killer, 30% stat buff, 300% LB damage buff, which is pretty good, and also stat break resistance. And EX3, she has 160% beast killer for allies. I guess I'll mention that. There's not much to her. And most people in global won't look at her too much because it's just like Sylvie kind of spoiled everything, doesn't she? And whoever else will be coming out that's very similar to Sylvie, because I'm pretty sure they noticed how popular she is at this point. And they'll probably be making another one soon. Someone, not literally Sylvie, but like someone who's very similar to that. So expect that to happen very soon. My predictions have been seriously on point lately, so I think you should consider that in mind as well before you pull for this banner. No triple cast at all. And there really isn't much else to say in terms of cons, it's just there's not much to say in general for her. No triple cast means that she can't triple cast her killers for 3 people on Dark Visions, for example. It's very slow. Believe me, I've been using her quite a bit on JP. It's very hard to use her because she's so slow. So let's go ahead and reveal the Lapis blocker here. I'm gonna be a little harsh. 6.5 out of 10. That's a little harsh, but no triple cast at all is really painful. I know that Immotile and Iana don't have triple cast for their killers either, but I thought that maybe they would start moving on and giving us triple cast now, but they didn't. So 6.5 out of 10 for Rosa, and let's move on to what? I thought I changed it. Whoops. Okay, here's Golbez. We're not reviewing Regina. We already did that. If you want to know more about Regina, if you didn't watch it already, there's a video I already made. So make sure you look at that. Anyways, Golbez is here. Various killers for 500% cap. Not too bad then. 350% magic TDH. Not too bad as well. So all you need is 50% more, which there's plenty of 50% magic TDH materials and things like that. 150% LB damage. He also has a 80 times bolting strike magic imbuable magic damage. Alright, here we go. 125 with 50% spear ignore. 27 hits. I want to talk about something, but I'm kind of in the middle of describing this. There's something that's bothering me about this. 27 hit dark magic damage, 130% dark imperil, and also 5 Esper Orb generation. So sadly on global, Ling is different. She's almost better in every way to the JP version, but there is one thing that the JP version has over the global version is that she has a cooldown in her Brave Shift form, I believe, or it's in one of her forms where she gives a huge modifier boost to one ally that has a ignore ability on it. And I think that might only be, I'm not sure if that's only for defense or it can be for spirit as well, but that's something that she has that the global version does not have. Would have helped. I'm actually gonna check that because I don't want to be wrong. Oh, it's only for magic damage. So unfortunately, Ling will not be able to help him on global compared to JP, where he'd be able to get a 300 times mod boost for 4 turns. It's only for abilities. I didn't read that. It's only for abilities actually, so it's not even that good. Never mind. I was coping there for a bit, but it is good in some cases. So it's only for abilities. Sorry for wasting your time. He also gives you more box space. He also gives you some more box space, guys. That's always a good thing, right? You probably have like 30 gold beds in your inventory somewhere, so that's to take up some of that space there. There doesn't seem anything impressive at all, and even the SLB is pretty much whatever. And it just feels like he's one of the worst New Vision Awakenings available. He doesn't do anything. He gets almost nothing. No mod boosts for anything other than what he already had. There's almost no changes at all. So you can pretty much guess what I'm maybe giving him for a score. 3 out of 10. Yeah, he's really bad. Sorry for wasting the time on the Ling thing, by the way, but 3 out of 10 for Golbez. Really terrible. He's just there you can get him to EX3 and he's a bonus unit, so at least there's that. So big ups for Golbez for giving us some box space, and also a very nice bonus unit for the event, and that's about it. Alright guys, thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you. Let me know in the comment section down below if any of my scores are off key. Do you think they should be lower? Do you think they should be higher? I want to know some feedback in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.